Hello to everyone of the sign of Capricorn. We are here today to get your message for May 2025. I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to be going through a few topics. First topic that we're going to be talking about is the retrograde of Pluto that will be happening on May 4th and continuing till October 12th. This retrograde will create an impact in your life where you're addressing things that you've been ignoring. Okay, so I feel like Pluto retrogrades have a way of just whipping you back into shape. Things that might hinder your progress, things that might limit you in some way, but you really haven't wanted to address it because it's too much work or because you don't want to hurt feelings or whatever. It's going to resurge during this period of time so you can actually address the elephant in the room. So for that, I'm going to start with some charms and see what comes out. Oh, wow, this is interesting. So the Okay, from left to right, because the left is talking about your past, the right is talking about your future. And the way left, we have, I didn't even know I had this in that. We have a camel. Okay. For me, a camel talks about going through the desert. The desert is a long period of drought, is a long period of, I want to say, hangman energy, where you have been, I want to say, acquiring knowledge, doing the things that you need to do to be able to move forward, but just stuck in limbo. Okay. And so you're coming, this like the initiation of this time of the Pluto retrograde, you're still in that desert, coming out of that desert. Hold on. I just needed to double check this, but then right afterwards you have a tower. Okay. I call it a tower because it's a long stick kind of stone like this, and it's called Kesara. Kesara is a stone that has to do with emotional maturity. It's talking about connecting your heart chakra with your throat chakra. So it's all about speaking your truth, activating a cleansing energy when it comes to your emotions. Then we have the rune Algies. Here's that. And algae has a lot to do with protection. So it's talking about elevating to a point where you can protect yourself, you can guard yourself, you can feel safe because you finally, I want to say, flushed the emotional toilet. I feel like the period of desert that you've been in, they're telling me years. And then I'm hearing like 4 years. It's this period where you've been going through a transition, where you have been realizing why you've limited yourself so much, why have you been distracted, why things never worked out for you, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like a lot of it had to do with your self-image and your self-esteem and the way that you just perceive the world around you based on, I want to say, distorted ways of seeing the world, right? And the Kesara stone, like the song "Que Sera, Sera," I would recommend you checking that out because it might be a good stone for you to wear. It's all about this energy of rebalancing yourself, your emotions, kind of like just an energetic purge. It's kind of like counseling, right? Where you're flushing the toilet from all those emotional things. And then it creates this energy of protection because you now feel safe and secure. Because one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that when we emotionally don't feel secure, we externally don't feel secure, we don't feel safe, we don't feel stable, because they're usually linked to our first couple of chakras. Okay. And then it's interesting because as I was telling you, a change of perspective, here we have the glasses. So it's kind of, then you have eyes to see the truth that is around you, right? You know, one of the things that I thought was really interesting when it comes to mesophysicals and now quantum physics and stuff like that is that um, it doesn't matter how much of two people's lives are very, very similar, right? It doesn't matter if they have the same parents, live in the same home, have the same health, everything be exactly the same. Both persons will be experiencing their reality differently and thus living in two different dimensions because what comes towards them will be the expression of what they feel internally. So if you now what I'm seeing through the desert and then the Kisara and then the protection is, since you're moving away from an energy of I'm the victim into I don't have to always be scared of everything because I am protected. These things really were not positive that happened in my life, but I have overcome them. I'm an overcomer. Yeah, I'm not a victim. I'm an overcomer. I'm strong. I'm resilient. I have a strong will. And things that I want to come towards me, right? Then the way that you perceive the world around you will be different. The things that you attract will be different because you are different. And that's what I'm seeing is going to happen with this Pluto retrograde. Okay. Now, next thing is the full moon in the 12th of May. And this is going to be in the sign of Scorpio. There's also Mercury in Taurus that I really don't like because it's abrasive words. And there's also a square in Pluto and Aquarius. This energy is really very confrontational. I am recommending to people to keep in mind that energy of the moon happens 3 days before, 3 days after, so 7-day period of time, a week, that you should be conscious of who you talk to, how you talk to them, the energies that are around you. I would do things that protect my energy. I would also do things that cleanse my energy on a daily for these 7 days, because people's negative intentions, their minds that they don't have control of, their thoughts, their energies can negatively influence your life because of this moon's charge on the world. Okay, so let's see what they have to tell you from that. And this is interesting. So we have the energy of the vessel followed by the energy of the mask. And so right here, this literally is saying, I tell people that if you do not have control of your mind, you are, if you've seen the movie The Matrix, you understand what I'm talking about. You are an Agent Smith, right? So wounds that you don't heal becomes doors that can be opened to lower resonance energies. They can energetically attach to you. It becomes parasites. And then these people wear a mask pretending to be one thing, but they're something completely different, and they attack you. The vessels for me tells me that somebody around you has a wound in their sacral space. This wound that they carry in their sacral space is creating an illusion to them, right? And this illusion that they have is adversely affecting you because they are attacking you due to the wound that they carry, right? This is, I want to give an example, like when women start saying all women are all men are dogs, right? Because they've been abused or they've been cheated on. So because they have that energy of all men are dogs, subconsciously they are programming saying every man that I attract will be a dog to prove my thesis that all men are dogs. And then they wonder why they keep attracting the same kind of garbage, but they are the ones that declared into the reality. This is kind of what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so be careful with people that have childhood wounding. Like, my mom did this, my dad did this, the world is like this is unfair, because these people are wearing a mask and it might negatively impact you. Okay, next thing is the new moon on the 26th of May. This is on the sign of Gemini. This one is very, very good because it's Gemini and Mercury, which is a great day for networking. It's a great day to look for jobs. It's a great day for, I'm sorry, because I swear to God, it's like if there's, and I know that's a ghost thing, right? It's like if there was spider webs and they're crossing across my nose like this. So somebody has really strong spirits around them. So I lost my train of thought. So the day is very strong for networking, very strong for expanding. It would be a great time for you to look for a job if you need one. It would also be a great time to connect to new communities, new groups, new organizations. Now, there's also an sextile in Neptune in Aries. That means that there is a potential for connection to the spiritual world that will expand your reality and give you more autonomy and more authority. So this day would be great for manifesting. In other words, if there's something you really need for your life to feel highly impacted positively, where you're moving stronger into your life purpose, then this would be a great day to do some kind of ritual to manifest that into reality. There is also the energy of you creating a communion or a connection to the spiritual realm this day. So what do we have to tell them about that? Oh, there's too many. I think there are too many, but they told me to take them. So let me explain what's going on. So first thing that we have is agape. Agape for me means things are starting to line up together to split off of two realities. So this, for me, agape reminds me of the splitting of two cells. So when the cells are ready to separate into two different realities, they align all their chromosomes right in the middle, and then each one takes the half of the chromosome, and then they take care of multiplying it on both ends. That ends into this energy of the forest, and the forest is talking about entering into an energy of the unknown, mystic, which is talking about an opening, an awakening within you, and then shapeshifter. The energy of the 26 has the potential for you to, I want to say, separate off an old version of you, kind of like shed and peel away a version of yourself, an old shell, something that might be limiting you. And it's going to enter into this period of the unknown, because the forest is all in entering a realm where things might be muddled, might be uncertain. But it's because you're transforming yourself with the mystic. You're opening up to something that had been hidden from you, and you're turning into who you really supposed to be. So it's kind of like a huge transmutation, this energy, and it has the potential to help you transform into what you believe would be the best version of yourself. And if you don't know what your best version of yourself is, literally just telling your divine team, hey, I just want to live my best expression where for my greatest good and for my divine purpose, transmute me, move me, evolve me to that person that I'm meant to be, right? I give you the authority to activate that inside my life, and also for me not to sabotage this transformation that is happening for me. That kind of energy is what I'm seeing here. There's like a big, huge shift that is coming into your reality, Capricorn, for the 26th. Okay, so now that I talked about all that stuff, we're going to talk about the next 4 weeks and what you should expect as in your life. So first week. Ooh, that was quick. 3 cards right off the jump. Okay. We have the 6 of Wands. Like, let's start off the month of May with a victory. So it's victory and triumph over a Hierophant energy. So this means that you have been victorious. It might be educational, where you finally finish an education. It might be a job promotion, a job position. It might be an elevation of some kind. But this is victorious and being initiated to something. And then we have the 4 of Cups, which I like this one because it's like, usually it's like avoiding a message, but instead it's balancing out everything you're receiving. So there's victory, there's receiving of messages and insight, and it's also an initiation into like another realm, another person that you are, because of the fact that you got initiated into some kind of group, organization, position. Okay. Second week. Oh, my face is so itchy with your reading. I have to say, it's like if somebody is touching my face. It's driving me nuts. King of Pentacles. This is talking about entering into a position where really stay positive these weeks, because the second week with the King of Pentacles, you literally can create whatever you want in your reality, as long as you focus on positivity. I'm going to get that job. I'm going to go in this position. I'm going to connect to the right people. I'm going to find that partner, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter what it is that you're driving and striving for. It has the potential to come towards you, initiated on the second week. Okay. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm liking this because there's a triangle right in that man's chest, and he's kind of doing this. If you see also, there's a cube in his center. Okay. I'm liking the fact that it's reversed because, first of all, it tells me about releasing yourself from the Saturnian cube. Okay. If you guys need to know about that, you can look it up. But also it's a triangulation. So it's like you kept repeating these cycles because of a Saturnian restriction. And this is a release from that. Then we have the 6 of Swords, which is you're packing up your stuff and you're leaving, which reminds me of this energy of agape, where you're packing up your stuff, ready to leave as you're transmuting yourself. And then we have the Emperor energy, that you're leaving into a place where you have more authority, autonomy, and strength in the decisions that you're supposed to make for the future. I feel like as I'm talking about this message, it feels like something, it was like a thumb that was on your neck your entire life. And for some strange reason, it felt like you couldn't get out of it. And now it's like a release. Okay. Now the third week. Interesting. These flipped over upside down as they fell on the floor. The first thing that comes out is the Death card in reverse. Death card in reverse is talking about avoiding an ending. The second one is the Ace of Wands in reverse, because you don't take action. Because it didn't feel like the right judgment for you, judgment in reverse. And then it felt like it was going to take you, it was going to make you imbalanced, and you want to stay balanced. Okay. Ace, Two of Pentacles in reverse. So this combination isn't too bad at all, because it feels like you're going to avoid some drama, some situation, some negative impact that can happen to you, because instead of jumping forward and acting and reacting, you're just kind of like, that just doesn't feel right for me. I'm going to take a judgment call, and that judgment that does not feel right for me. And so I'm not going to do it. And that actually keeps you in balance. So good for you, week number 3, because you're going to avoid a problem by doing nothing. Fourth week, not engaging, I'm hearing. Okay, next thing I'm seeing is the card of Nine of Pentacles, which is talking about waking up to a liberation, feeling like you're independent. And this is actually causing a tower. That's interesting, because the previous week you chose not to create a death in your life, not to create a transformation, not to create like some kind of ending in your life, because you decided you're not going to take action because it didn't feel like the right decision for you to make, and that kept you in balance. But it also made you it made you independent, free, and like, I want to say, sovereign within yourself. But this is creating a tower, and I don't feel like it's a tower for you. I think it's a tower for people around you. Actually, it's a tower for the energy of the Star, the Temperance, and the, what is this? The Four of Wands. And so this, you know what? It feels like, you can look up, if you would like, what astrological signs are linked to the tarot card of Temperance and the tarot card of of Star, and you will understand what, if this links a little bit more to you. But it looks like here that the people that are going to be receiving a tower is not you. It's a structure, Four of Wands, a belief system, a foundation that was created by two individuals, right? Like, it feels like you were in the middle of fucking tug of war between these people's drama, and they were using you like a ping pong between them, right? And you didn't know what side to pick. Who was the right one? Who was the right one? Who was the right one? Blah, 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 whole mess of stuff. And it seems like week number 3, it's one of these things like, you should end that relationship with that person because they're toxic, they're this, they're that, this one person is saying. And then you're sitting there like, you know what? I don't feel like your judgment is correct. And I feel like your judgment's not correct because of the fact that I think that you're working on a wounding of yourself. And I think they're working on a wounding of themselves. And I think that's the fucking problem. And I don't want to be part of this stupid story and this stupid tug of war and this stupid war that you have going on with these people. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to be independent by myself, and I'm going to talk to and be with and have a relationship with whoever I freaking choose to. And that creates a massive tower, not only to the structure that they were creating for you to be trapped in, but also for these two individuals. I want to see what's going to happen to these two individuals, because I am Temperance in reverse. Temperance in reverse has the 8 of Pentacles. that means that this person is still going to continue to do the work to try to convince you. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So that's the truth. They're trying to get in your head. So this person's going to continue to try to get in your head. So be careful with that Temperance in reverse, because that person, they pretend to be on your side. The second is the the Star card. We have the Moon card. The Star card going to the Moon card is talking about that, and the Star card in reverse, okay? That's important to say. So this is a dark version of whatever that sign is in the Moon card. And the Moon card is delusion, uncertainty. And then the Hermit in reverse, because they're not really investigating themselves. So I feel like that person, the Star card in reverse, legit has not evolved spiritually, doesn't know like who they are. They just, I want to say they're an NPC, right? A non-playing character. They're just fulfilling a role because they're not going to take the time to evolve spiritually. Unfortunately, there are people like that in the world. We're not all meant to evolve spiritually all at the same time, because that would create chaos in the world. So keep that in mind. There are some people that choose in this lifetime not to surpass their programming. So for that case, if I were looking at the two, the Temperance in reverse, right? That person, they know what they're doing, right? They're choosing the path that they're choosing. The other one, they're just going based on their programming. So, I mean, careful. That's all I'm going to say, because depending on what their programming is, if their programming is to block you, they will block you. But if their programming is just to live their lives as, I want to say, if you were looking at the movie Minecraft, if they're just supposed to be a villager, that's all they're going to keep doing, the villager, right? And they're not a player. I don't know why Minecraft all of a sudden, well, I went to see the movie, but that's really present in my mind right now. But the other one is like the pig from the ethers. They are supposed to be balanced in this lifetime, but instead are choosing not to be. And they're choosing to go to the darker realms. And their reason they're doing that is because they feel unhappy, because they feel like something was stolen or cheated from them. Okay? So keep that in mind. You're transmuting and you're changing and you're becoming something completely different. Don't allow anybody to make you get stuck in their narrative, because it makes them feel safe and secure that you're there. All right? I hope this helps you.